All right.
Aaron, can I just jump on that for a second?
Yeah, you want me to pause the recording or what?
No, you can record it because I want to thank everybody because this project has been quite the success.
I can't hear him. Thank you. Sorry, start again. This computer's a little quiet, Richard.
I wanted to thank everybody because this project has been quite the success, and it's not it was Aaron will tell you it was quite the road to get it up and going. So it turned into a fantastic project, and I know we're all pleased that we were able to undertake it. And it's a tribute to the staff up there. I mean, you guys are doing a great job on a day-to-day basis. We hear it from everybody, and so I just want to. I'm glad we all got an opportunity to be in the same room, but I did want to just a quick note of thanks because it's a challenging project and it's going exceptionally well. So kudos to everybody.
Awesome. That leads right into how I was going to start. So I was just going to say hello to everyone. Welcome, Dee Dee. Richard, Dee Dee is one of our newest employees. Ryan's on his way up.
Welcome.
Alex had a very nice idea that we should pay a little bit of attention to really all the positive stuff all the employees have had. And I'll echo what Richard said. This doesn't go anywhere without the work all of you guys do. You know what I mean? It's Richard's one person, I'm one person. We literally can't be here 24/7. It takes all of us, and you guys have really been a wonderful team. So I'm going to go from the bottom of my list up because Alex put something in for me, but I don't usually include me. So I'll read that from her. But so Arthur, we wanted to thank you for always being willing to cover shifts and really being great at sharing information. Maria is incredibly industrious, easily builds relationships and healthy boundaries with the residents. It's very, very appreciated. Dee Dee is still new, but always asking for guidance and direction and really takes feedback quite well. It's very appreciated. Matilda is fantastic. She's consistent. She always takes the initiative. She also has the least call outs. Go Matilda. Mo is fantastic with the clients. You can always tell when he's been in. People have good hairstyles when he's in. So Joanna has just been a wonderful presence in the community. She's very good at appropriate redirections without leaving a lot of negativity behind her. She just does the job and stays on point, right? Great leadership. Ryan has been engaged with the community. Richard, he was out playing basketball with the kids for like 2 hours, and I'm pretty sure all those parents had a good night that night because they were exhausted, right? So that's what it was. Takes time to play with the clients. He's always happy to help. It's very appreciated. Connor has been really, really a very calm presence. He's been very down regulating for the population, if that makes sense. He's just been very calm and able to manage stuff. He's always very helpful as well. Hope is always consistent, always here, and does a large amount of driving for us. And that I know that's not maybe her preference, but she does an excellent job at it. It's very appreciated. Jen is always on top of our data. And Richard, I'll tell you, we got feedback from the state. If I got it right, Alex, apparently our data quality is tops among providers, is my understanding. The data we're providing back to the state, to the HMIS system and all that is just very, very high integrity. It's very well done. So thank you, Jen and Alex, for that. Alex, all I said was she's the glue that keeps everything together. I think that's the truth. We would have all fallen apart long ago if Alex hadn't been doing what she's doing. And Alex said about me that I am patient, understanding, and flexible, and always give my undivided attention. Right until somebody else grabs it and it goes that way. So thank you all. Thank you all.
Help with yours as well.
You should have what?
I got some help with yours.
Oh, all right. Well, I appreciate it. That was very nice from all of you guys. And again, like Richard said, it doesn't go anywhere without you. And as you guys saw from the really awesome barbecue that we had last Friday, people just seem, Richard, you missed it. Like 15 hospital employees came up at about noon and just hung out for an hour or so. It was very nice.
They played potato sack races with the kids.
Right. Yeah. They raced the kids. I think the kids won. It was very cool. So, all right. So just to get into the nuts and bolts, and then I'll get us out of here fairly quickly. And for those of you watching it on a recording, same thing. Thank you. Richard, that's how we kind of do it because we can't get everyone in the same room all the time. So to start with things we need to work on is privacy, right? If a client shares information with you, that's to stay with us, right? So I'll use an example of one of our clients got an apartment. They were concerned that that was discussed in a van without them present. Let's make sure we're not doing that. You know what I mean? If someone says, hey, did so-and-so get an apartment and that client's not present, the answer really should be, well, that's that client's business. You can go back and ask them, but let's just really make sure we're not sharing business amongst each other, particularly client business, but also staff business. You know what I mean? Let's just keep that tight to the vest. It's always better to redirect the client back to talk to the clients about what's going on. It got confusing at the end, but it came up. I've already addressed it and it hasn't been an issue since, but one of the kiddos hurt his hand the other day and had to go out for a transport just to get checked. Really wasn't a big deal, but it caught me off guard when I came in the morning, right? And someone said, oh, so-and-so went to the hospital. What was it, right? If it's just a checkup, shoot me a text. I don't mind when, you know, when I come into work, I'd like to be able to know. And I do tend to pass that information up to Richard so that nothing catches us off guard, if that makes sense. If somebody called from outside with a concern or something like that, so, right? So we have made improvements on this as well, but let's just make sure we're helping each other out, right? If one of your coworkers comes by and says, hey, can you give me a hand doing this? The answer is either yes, or give me a second to finish what I'm doing. Does that make sense? If you feel like you're being asked to do too much, please come back and let me know. I know sometimes that happens, but in general, we're all on the same page. Let's just make sure the answer we're giving each other is yes. When you ask for help, nobody wants to hear no, and it's really I don't want to hear no in regards to helping each other out, if that makes sense. And very specifically with the clients as well, that's what we get paid to do, is to serve the clients, right? So you're in the middle of a project, client asks you for something, same answer. I can't do that right now. Let me finish up and I'll get to it, really, because you shouldn't just drop what you're doing, but it does need to get taken care of, right? So on that note, if someone asks you for something in the walk-in, you have to go get it. We would rather not have all the clients in the walk-in where Richard, we do have our serve safe trainings. A lot of them have gotten up to speed on that. We're still working on the manager, but most of my staff, I think, have gotten the actual serve safe stuff done. I'd rather not have clients back in that walk-in. They can keep stuff there. We'll move it back in their form, but we need to go get that stuff. We should not be sending clients into the walk-in. Did I get most of the stuff on that one? All right. Alex is my backup. So back on the note of sharing business, Lisa did get an apartment. She is leasing up on the 15th. Things seem to be going very well with that. One of our other clients, Cindy, is going to be transferring to another shelter on Friday. That is her business. I don't want it discussed with the community. You can redirect the community back to Cindy to discuss that situation, okay? Monday, we're starting parenting classes. So whichever of the clients we can get involved, Alex has a list. For those of you who are here Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I would like to be specifically talking to Dana, Destiny, Felicia, if she's available, Diamond, I would like to attend, Savannah. Let's just remind them it's going to be from 12 to 2. They get a certificate of completion after that's done, and I'll be providing childcare next door. We're going to do the parenting classes here. We're going to watch the kids right across the way there. They can have 2 hours free from their kids. I'll watch them. So it should be an incentive to get them to the classes. I've also been told they're kind of fun, right? They're actually enjoyable. So let's see if we can get people rolling on that. Let's try and minimize laundry in the dorm rooms after 10 o'clock. I know that was an issue. I think we addressed it. Keep to time slots, right? We're encouraging clients who are here during the day to do their laundry during the day. Some of the clients like Yvonne, she might not be back until later and she works at Priscilla, right? We need the after hours slots for the after hours clients who are not necessarily, who are working in and out of the building, if that makes sense. Overnight, I would like to help kick in doing some of the maintenance, washing and that kind of stuff, but in the apartment, right? In the laundry apartment one, it doesn't bother people as much. Anything else I'm missing on that? I think we've mostly hit what we're looking at. The last thing was I was going to give a little update on the shelter, of extending the shelter. I have no real news. The news that I have is the Department of Housing says they're fairly sure they have funding if we can get the buildings. So I think at this point, it's a discussion between Department of Housing and BHDDH to see if we can get those buildings. But I don't have any knowledge beyond that, but I would rather you guys know kind of where we are and what's going on, rather than having rumors floating around. If the clients are getting anxious and saying, what's going on? You can tell them we're working as hard as we can behind the scenes to try and make things happen. And how wonderfully respectful our clients have been toward the hospital is really going a far way, I think, going far. I don't know, I phrased that wrong, but they're very happy with us. They have no issues. And you can tell, because when we started this project, Richard will tell you, we weren't allowed to even think about going down that hill, right? Right now, any of the clients who want to go back and participate in the community gardens are welcome to go down there during visiting hours without us as staff, just on their own. That's a huge change. So my feeling is it's a very positive relationship. The big drain in the apartment building should be fixed next week, so the weird funky smells will hopefully go away. And with any luck, they'll actually fix the sink next to the cafeteria as well, so they can do dishes over there. So Maria's sink. Maria's done an amazing job on that kitchen room. So I see Arthur, you're online. Any of my staff here at the moment, does anybody have any questions? Alex will be out next week. Tomorrow is her last day. She'll be back a week from Sunday. I think we've got everything pretty well patched together and lined up. Clients are going to have to talk to us about transports. It's going to be a no if we can't make it happen, right? So just be aware Alex will be out. I have a little time off coming at the end of July. Oh, and the other piece of news that I did forget that I just remembered, Alex, you let me know. In terms of keeping people on the same page, I've been looking around and trying to get a little extra leadership in place, because I can't be here all the time. And the main time I'm not here is between about 7 p.m. and in the morning. I reached out to Joetta, and I think Joetta has shown a really nice consistency, like I mentioned. So I think we're going to move Joetta. Well, I'm not saying I think. We've put the paperwork in. We're going to move Joetta up to a lead staff position. Basically the same hours. She'll do Sunday, 7 p.m. through her overnight. Monday, 7 p.m. through her overnight. She'll do her Tuesday overnight. She'll do her Friday second shift. But that'll give her contact with most of the second shift workers, most of the third shift workers, and I see her several times a week doing that as well. I think she'll help me improve consistency. So Joetta's going to be tasked with a lot of, like when I say, Joetta, I need the staff to do this, Joetta's going to be the main point person to put that message out to the second and third shift staff and try and hold us all accountable. Me too, right? So she's for me as well. But I'll tell you, so for example, Jay has been playing video games till late, right? I got a text last Saturday at 10. I was only half paying attention. I said, yeah, sure, they can stay until midnight. And I got in touch with Matilda, right? The better process to have happened for that would have been for me to contact Matilda and say, Matilda, are you okay with midnight? And then can you tell the client that they can stay till midnight? I undermined her a little bit, right? By allowing a client to come to me and then me report back to Matilda. So I would like Joetta to help me eliminate some of that stuff, right? If something comes up, she can reach out to me, you can reach out to Joetta, and Joetta will have some decision-making authority. If Joetta says they can stay till midnight, that's fine, right? So congratulations to Joetta. I really appreciate it, and all of you, right? So I think that was the last thing I had. Does anybody have any questions or?
You have everything.
No? A lot of words fast, right? That's how I kind of tend to go. So if you have anything else that comes up, any follow-up you need, please reach out to me. I'm moderately responsive, right? Alex is excellent with that as well. And after Friday, you reach out to Joetta too, but I'll don't do that until we actually get her on. So
This Friday, next week.
I have the paperwork in. She starts Friday.
Tomorrow,
Yep.
2 days, yeah.
Yep. She may not know that. I might not have mentioned that to her, but I wanted to get things rolling. So I'll start doing some training with her. Don't expect anything real to occur with that until next week, but I wanted all of you to have some direct heads up that I was making that change. And again, any thoughts or concerns, come back to me with them, okay?
I've got one. It is 3:15, and we all know that Erin can be a little long-winded sometimes. I think that was a very good meeting, and I'm impressed. Lot of good information in a short amount of time.
When I write down an agenda, I stick to it. When you ask me questions, Jen, then we go sideways for hours, right? Because I love to answer questions, so. Thank you. So,
Yes.
all right, so there you go. For all of you who thought it'd be a half hour, I'd give you 15 minutes of your tape back, all right? Thank you, guys. I appreciate you all. Thank you, thank
All
you.
right.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, Arthur.
Yep.
Bye, Arthur.
All right.
All right, so with that